President Goto. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kenji Takagi. I'm head architect at Yamasaki and consultant for design and construction control for this project. I've been working at Yamasaki for 22 years, and I've been head architect for 7 years. Nice to see you all today. We, Japan and South Africa, have a good connection. The South Africa won the Rugby World Cup in Japan 5 months ago. And 5 months after today, Tokyo 2020, the Olympic and the Paralympic Games will be held in Japan. Today, I'm here to share information on the design approach of JRA Equestrian Park Renovation Project. There are 3 key points to my presentation. First, the concept of the park as a venue or equestrian competition in the metropolis. Next, the sustainability and the universal design of the park. Last, 2011 East Japan earthquake, the earthquake influence on design. Okay, let's get started. JRA Equestrian Park for Tokyo 2020 is owned and managed by JRA. As you can see from the area shot, it's within the heavily residential area near the center of Tokyo. During the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, this site was used as an equestrian venue. At the time, this area, residential area, was not so dense. This time again, JRA's equestrian park was chosen as one of the Olympic venues. But before the game, there were some issues to be resolved. First, all the facilities and equipment had to be renovated to meet the requirement of the FEI, International Federation for Equestrian Sports. There were too old to meet the current laws and regulations for disaster prevention. As per FEI regulations, the Olympic and the Paralympic Games, as a top world-class equestrian event, we found that the required total site, including stable and control center and accommodations for grooms, needed to increase so that it would be 2.5 times bigger than the original. 15,000 people per day are expected, including spectators and volunteer staff. Also, the site is quite smaller than the other equestrian venue at the past Olympics. So, efficient to use the space is vital. Throughout these conditions, the idea of zoning was set for the entire site of this project. We have adopted the method that clearly separates the building area, which is as compact as possible to gather the buildings area from a greenery area, which has been developed with keeping the existing greenery. Here is a space for the building area, and you can see how the facilities are allocated. In order to preserve the green environment that has existed since the 1964 Tokyo Olympics and construct the buildings compactly, we adopted the method of stacking various room functions 3-dimensionally and the temporary stands. Here is the main arena. As an example, the main arena had to contain seats for 10,000 people. Generally, a temporary viewing stands is built with a simple framework of single pipes like this. But in Japan, where the earthquake countermeasures are strictly enforced, our viewing such a structure is not allowed. Therefore, our viewing stands are made of steel frames. By taking advantage of this restriction, we made it effective use of lower part of the viewing stands to secure the space and the rooms for the spectators and the operational functions for this event. Furthermore, during the event, we plan for spectators to move on the second floor, and the main arena will be surrounded by a temporary pedestrian deck. The deck connects to the temporary stand and permanent building, such as the main office, indoor arena, and operation center, with easy access. As a result, we succeeded in securing about 15,000 square meters with this two-layer concept. From a security perspective, the venue became more manageable by dividing the zone into the first floor for operations and the second floor for spectators. The main office will have a VIP and a family lounge for Olympians on the third floor, and hospitality lounge for the customers with a high price ticket on the second floor. The stables are right behind the indoor arena and give easy access to the main arena and to all training areas. Each of the 7 buildings has 40 stores in this area, and another building in the south area connects through the underpass, with a total of 320 stores. The test event has held last August, with buildings arranged compactly, as shown here. Before the test event, there were some concerns about limited space. But it had the advantage that hosts and people can move quickly, and management requires fewer staff. We feel that this can make up for the disadvantage for Tokyo 2020. In comparison with the London Olympics, the distance between the stable and the main arena was about 300 meters in London, and is about 100 meters in Tokyo. London's Green Bridge was outside the venue, but ours is in the park. Post-Tokyo 2020, the areas for temporary stand and broadcast compounds will be replaced with lawn and trees to regain their status as park facilities. This area and the cross-country practice area are designed to hold 3-star class eventing. Although the park within the metropolis, it has been renovated to hold many equestrian competitions. The equestrian park for Tokyo 2020 will be used as an equestrian base and Olympic and Paralympic leaguers. Speaking of compact venue, we'd like to thank Hong Kong Jockey Club, which served as a great reference for us in planning our project. We saw great success with their equestrian competition in the Beijing 2008 Olympics. Thank you. Now, let's move on to the sustainability and the universal design of the park. With the full renovation of the venue for the Paralympics, JRA established the following policies in pursuit of universal design. 1, to design facilities the capacity of holding para-equestrian event, not only for Tokyo 2020, but for after 2020. 2, to make the facility easy access for disabled people. 3, to provide an environment more popular for kids and elderly. 4, to promote sustainable development with effective use of resource and energy-saving measures. For the purpose of 1 and 2, in addition to creating an effective facility layout, the main arena and the indoor arena are adjacent to each other, so that we can use both for equestrian competition and use the venue even in poor weather conditions. Although the maximum difference in the elevation is 6 meters on site, which can also be used for cross-country competition. We are thoroughly pursuing the barrier-free facilities that allow smooth movement without any steps or steep slope in this project. This wood deck has been installed within the Musashino Natural Forest, which has been maintained since the 1940s. Please take a look at the video. We built an aerial forest trail called Forest Pass. This goes up to the 3 meters above ground and is wheelchair accessible. This is a place where people can touch tall trees and enjoy forest bathing and catch bird's eye view of horse running through the cross-country course. At the end of the Forest Pass, there is an observatory that overlooks entire the park, as well as a small tree house for children. 3, we have many approaches to many places where everyone can have a good time. We worked on making it accessible for all people, installing sufficient number of toilets for wheelchairs, service dog restroom, nursing rooms, and restroom only for kids. After Tokyo 2020, playground equipment for children will be installed. Here are the sustainability details. 1, we are recycling trees by grinding the timber to wood powder, blending with resin to build permanent and durable wood decks. Also, we have utilized the trees for exterior and interior furniture, playground equipment, and interior design. 2, groundwater and spring water are used for the park pond, which provides scenic landscape, and for water jumps in the cross-country competition, and for daily management of trucks and the plants. 3, the soil generated during the construction has not been disposed of. We have used it for the undulation for the cross-country area and for flat equalizer on the site. This also enhances the attractiveness of the venue. As listed in the 4, we are working on energy-saving measures, including natural lighting and ventilation in the indoor arena and the stable, solar control by large roofers and eaves, LED lighting, and automatic power devices. And now, I'd like to focus on the Great East Japan earthquake influence on design. JRA Equestrian Park within the metropolis and recognizes spacious facility located on prime land in Tokyo Center. It has been designated as a temporary shelter in case of disasters and can accommodate approximately 105,000 residents. In the event of disasters, such as heavy rain, fire, and earthquakes, it's very important to ensure the building safety, especially after a big earthquake. Therefore, in this renovation, we have increased the earthquake resistance for all buildings to higher than the latest laws and regulations. Furthermore, the park was being equipped with well and manhole emergency toilets for evacuees. Fire prevention water tanks have been installed in the various places in the park. In addition, we are working measures to contain heavy downpours exceeding 100 millimeters per hour, which has happened quite a lot in recent years. To prevent flood damage in the downstream area, this site's rainwater will not be drained directly. Instead, it will be stored in the 7 tanks, totaling about 10,000 cubic meters of water storage. This is an aerial shot taken last month. Construction of temporary buildings will be completed by April. So, that is all for the design approach of this project. But let me show you some pictures of interior in the main office. Japanese craftsmen created very Japanese places. This is a cabin made of white bricks. The motif of horse named Uranus, the first Japanese horse to win an Olympic gold medal in 1932. Here, we see wooden lighting on the ceiling with plaster wall behind. These wood walls have been dyed with traditional kimono technique called aizome. There's a variety of work utilizing the timbers throughout the building. That is all for my presentation. Thank you very much for your time and attention. We are looking forward to your visit to the Tokyo 2020 and equestrian game. Excuse me. Before I go, I just want to let you know, during this LRC, JRA facilities are affiliate of JRA, and my company, Yamashita Sekkei, set up an exhibit over there, where you can see several race courses that we have designed, as well as the detail of JRA Equestrian Park project. So please drop in if you have time. Thank you.